With the garden still teetering on the edge of chaos, the team knew they needed answers, and fast. They split into two groups. Juniper, Rumble, C, and the now reformed Rascal formed the restoration team, working to protect the most delicate parts of the garden from the gizmo's wild energy. They set up nets to catch overexcited birds and sound dampeners for the suddenly very loud singing flowers. Rascal, surprisingly nimble, proved invaluable at fixing the small but crucial details, earning a nod of approval from Juniper. He was quiet, but his pride was clear. He liked making things right. Meanwhile, Piper, Sprig, Tally, and Mox delved into the Root Hall Library, a magical place with shelves carved from living wood. An elderly mole librarian blinked at them from behind a dim lamp as they examined the gizmo. Sprig, his eyes sharp, spotted a faint engraving on the casing, a crescent moon wrapped by a swirl. Tally recognized it as an old tinkerer's mark, connected to tales of clockwork seeds that helped gardens adapt. Mox theorized that if the gizmo was a seed of adjustment, it needed a steward to maintain its balance. Just then, the elder mole librarian pulled out a brittle ledger and pointed to a page describing a seed of adjustment. It warned that the device could alter growth patterns but required a steady steward and a pulse guide to function safely. Without one, it was dangerous. They had their answer. They needed to build a stabilizer, a phase guide, to sync the gizmo to the rhythm of the old oak itself. Immediately, they set to work. Sprig, in his element, began sketching designs for sprockets and wind vanes. Tally pressed an ear to a massive root, tapping out the old oak's slow, steady heartbeat. Piper planned the mechanics, designing a device that would emit a constant, anchoring hum. Mox created a list of parts they'd need: a copper coil, an old greenhouse pane, a wind vane, and a compass rose. As evening approached, the phase guide was complete. It wasn't pretty, a cobbled-together mess of parts, but it hummed with a steady, promising rhythm. They carried the bulky device to the Shadow Grove, but as they placed it near the gizmo, a new problem arose. The gizmo sensed the stabilizer and let out a high, piercing whine. The air crackled with energy. Tadpoles in the pond aged in a flash, and mushrooms stretched tall as hats. The phase guide flickered. It was misaligned, off by just a hair. Half a notch. Move it now, Piper shouted, rushing forward on the slippery moss. But she slipped. In that critical moment, Rascal, quick as a flash, dove forward. He caught the stabilizer's weak clamp and pushed it into perfect alignment. With a click, the phase guide locked in. The gizmo shuddered, its harsh light softened, and a steadying hum filled the grove. The garden was calm. They had done it. Mayor Oliver, who had been summoned, arrived to commend their bravery. The gizmo would now be under the council's care, with the team serving as its official stewards. And Rascal, for his quick thinking, was made an official assistant. He promised he would help, he would listen, and he would never act alone again. As Tally wisely said, a second chance is a garden's best fertilizer. They had built a bridge between curiosity and care, but they knew every bridge needs constant tending. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow for the next part of the story.